This is the 320 guide, updated version of my build, which Occultist in three curses. I'm gonna tell you the skill points that I took on the talent tree, and then I'm gonna go to the ascendancies. Then I'm gonna work my way to skills, items, and configurations. So I'm gonna jump in really quick. All right, I took Lord of the Dead first. Second, I took Death Attunement. I did this for more Spectres and more raised zombies for more damage and DPS. After I did that, I went all the way down and I picked up Redemption and I picked up Righteous Army. After Righteous Army, I picked up Enduring Bond. After Enduring Bond, I went all the way to Grave Pact, and you could take the Unholy Might mastery whenever you want to, whenever you get a chance to. I just took it when I got here for some reason. After that, I took Sovereignty. After Sovereignty, I worked my way all the way down to Sentinel and I took the three resist nodes above it. After that, I went and I picked up Champion of the Cause and the other reservation efficiency node right next to it. After Champion of the Cause, I went and picked up Iron Reflexes and then I picked up Adamant. After that, I took Reflexes. After Reflexes, I went and took Call to Arms and Authority in the Mastery that gives you a minimum of 10 power when you use a War Cry. And after that, I went all the way up and I took Malicious Intent. So that breaks down the whole talent tree and where I went. And I picked up Profane Bloom and I took Unholy Authority, which was not very good to be honest with you. The a lot of the point, like the items that I'm using in my build for in 319 are very expensive. And I'm going to explain what I did to get around that. So if you're looking at this, don't take this ability. Take it right. Take Void Beacon, and then go Withering Presence, and then go Unholy. Okay, so that's the talent tree and ascendancies. I'm going to jump into skills. Both Temporal Chains and Despair are on my rings. I'm using Profane proxy rings to get my curses because I can't afford the actual necklace that gives Despair, Temporal Chains, or even Punishment as a free mana reservation aura. They're all going for like 3 divine apiece. So, in order to get around that, you're going to want to use the Windscreen Greaves, and that should get you your two curses going. And that's why I'm telling you to change the actual ascendancies, because you're not going to be able to get 3 curses going immediately because of the cost of the rings in the new expansion. But this works out nicely. My belt isn't actually showing. Just give me a second here to activate it. There we go. That's better. So from the skills, I told you about the rings and what was going on with the rings and about the curses. You're going to be using 2 curses for a while, unfortunately, because of the cost restraints on the necklaces I use for my build from 319. Then I have Frostblink. Blasphemy is turned off. Flesh Offering and Punishment. You're definitely going to want to add Desecrate because I don't have Desecrate in my build yet, because I'm trying to level as quickly as possible and get a guide out there for you guys. This is turned off as well. And then I have the Carrion Golem. You could use any golem you want, depending on what you want it for. You could take the Cast Golem more for more physical damage reduction, or you could use the stone golem for more regen. It's up to you. And the skitter bots are used for both of the rings to get your curses going. You should have two curses going really fast. Hold on, let me check. The windscreen greaves are level 33 and they're extremely cheap. So when 33 comes around, scoop them up. I believe they were like a cast or a um, alchemy orb for me, so they're not expensive. So you should have two curses going at level 33. Well, not exactly, because you have to wait for the rings. It says right here required level 5, but they're actually level 52. So before level 52, try to make sure that you have all three of those items. You have two of these, the profane proxies, and then you have the boots for another additional curse. And if you have like a surplus of currency, you could always get the wind shriek reinforced greaves, which is a better version of these. So I have Withering Step for damage DPS. I have the AG for survivability of my minions and damage. And Enduring Cry for the buff, the regen, the physical damage buff, and resist buffs. And I have my zombies. As always, make sure you're using the right setup for your minions. See, yeah, mine's not right at the moment. Let me change it really quick. Hypothermia. Oh, I see why it's doing that. Okay. So this is what mine looks at like, but yours is going to be different because your gear is going to be different than mine. I have Purity of the Elements, which is huge. Make sure this you always have this on. And then the weapon, the other sockets in the weapon has Raised Spectres, Feeding Frenzy for damage DPS. The Spectres will be chieftains from Act 2 for haste. Then you have haste. Then you have the grip. You want to make sure you use this ability a lot because that's where Enduring Bond kicks in. If you're not using this ability, you're not getting the benefits of Enduring Bond from the skill tree. So make sure you're using it a lot. It's a lot of damage. And then Molten Shell for protection and defense. Now the items, the cane, I got it for 10 Chaos Orbs. It wasn't 6 socket or 5 link, but it did not cost me a lot to get everything set up. The helmet was 5 Chaos Orbs, and it wasn't expensive, and you want to make sure that you got +2 to level of all minion skill gems on it. The simple robe I got for like about 18 Chaos Orbs. The gloves I got for 5. The windscreen, I already went over that, but I'll say it again. I got it for like an alchemy or a gas orb. The necklace, I'm not sure, but in my next video, I'm gonna try to like get a different necklace that we could use for a little bit until we actually get the no mana reservation for despair or punishment or temporal chains. And then the two rings, both of them cost me five cast orbs, so in total 10. And the belt was only one cast orb, which was really cool because it's my favorite belt. And all the flasks were extremely cheap. I got lucky and got a divine, and I was able to deck my character out pretty well. So the damage is pretty good, as you can see, for this level. Now the configurations, I killed all the bandits. I have the same gods as always. Enduring Charge from Enduring Cry. Frenzy Charges from Chieftains in Act 2. Unholy Might, a lot of damage. Elusive from Withering Step. I didn't even bother with any of this stuff below here. So, and then I have 10 minions by my Carrying Golem. Feeding Frenzy from Spectres, 10 Warcry power from the Mastery. No enemy bosses or anything clicked or anything. Now, it's up to you, but at the moment, I am using temporal chains and despair instead of despair or punishment, but that'll be up to you depending on what you want to use at the time. You could use punishment with despair, punishment with temporal chains, or despair, whatever combination you want. I'm probably going to change this after the video and put it to punishment and despair. I did that because I didn't have many chromes to actually change the socket color of my rings. Then six withering stacks from withered. So I hope I went over everything as good as possible, and I'll just elaborate on it again. The necklace I use in 319 is too expensive right now, so I try to make the build different to save us some currency. I also avoided this right here. I avoided going to charisma with the intuitive leap because intuitive leap is going for 1.5 divine orbs right now, and that's not. I think that's too much, and we really don't have to do it. So for right now, if you get a divine worth of gear, you should be fine. I'm doing tier one yellow maps right now, and hopefully by tonight, I think I'll have a guide to 90 or 92, or I'm going to be very close. I'm going to be working very hard to get it out there. And as always, be safe and be careful, and have a nice day, guys and ladies.